Waiting for you to arrive again.
Hey guys, Makuto here, everyone's favorite Weiss player. Today I'm going to do another deck profile. This time I'm going to talk about one of my very first decks I ever made when I first started playing Weiss Schwarz. It's my Kyoko Sakura red-blue deck. Back when I started playing the game, Madoka was pretty much all they had out for English. It was this, and I think Fate, I guess, was the only thing they had making or giving boosters for. I know they had that Disguise deck from back in the day, but this was pretty much it. So I got we used to buy a bunch of boxes and stuff and open packs. So I actually have a lot of the cards from this set, so I was pretty much able to make any deck I wanted. But after playing around with a lot of the cards, I did end up making a yellow mommy deck, which ended up being one of my main decks for a long time. But I'll go ahead and talk about this one. When I first built it, it had a slightly different build, but then I reconstructed to this build, mainly for funds. Kyoko and Sakura have some pretty interesting things that they do. And I just wanted to make a deck using some of those things. The deck, however, is completely impractical. You'll see once I start showing you some of the cards. There's just too much. You have to change your field completely every level. And cards from the previous level don't work really in the next level. So you have to have... It's pretty much one of those decks where you have to have the right cards at the right time. So I did put some cards in the deck to help me get cards that I need. And for the most part, when I played, it actually kind of surprisingly works pretty well. But let's go ahead and dig in, and I can show you some of the cards and the combos I like to do with the deck. Start with zeros, of course. I'm running 4 of... Am I running 4? Oh, I guess I'm running 3. Thought I was waiting for this, but the Kyoko parts at the subway platform. It's the Zero Reverser, or Suicider. This is pretty much a staple for any red deck. You want to be running these. So of course I'm running 3 of them. Then I'm running 2 of the Kyoko Confesses Her Past. I really like this card. It's 3/5. The penalty being if you have 3 or more climaxes in your waiting room, then you have to take a damage, which is pretty nice. Because usually early game you don't have any climaxes unless you had to drop some, because you had too many in your hand at start. But if you do end up playing it later on, and if your opponent's trying to stall you by not giving you any damage, or not attacking all his attacks or anything, then you can use that to kind of get an extra damage if you have the 3 climaxes. But then it's a 3/5 beater, so pretty good. Then I'm running... This is a rare card. Another great card. The Kyoko shares an apple. This is the bond with the second year of Mitakahara Middle School, Sayaka. This is a really great card. I really like this card. When she's on the field, all your other characters named second year of Mikahara High School, or Middle School, excuse me, Sayaka, get plus 1,000. So, even though it's a level 0 card, it is the main level 1 playing card. Then I'm running 2 of the assists. The Kyoko's Red Soul Gem. It's just a standard 5+5 to the front. I'm only running this because for 1 year 0, just to get that extra boost. But once you get to level 1, you swap these for the Kyoko shares an apple right away. So she just kind of on the field for a turn and then goes away. Then I'm running 2 of the Homura Watches Over. Now I put this card in here because it is a brainstorm. So if your deck's not running exactly how you need it to, you can kind of burn through a lot of cards really fast. Especially because I have a lot of my older cards or later cards salvage. So this is really good for that. And you can get the cards you need for whatever turn you're in from your deck. Because when you check a climax, she searches for a magic character in your library. So very useful because since I have so many cards that pull out of waiting room, it's nice to have a card that also pulls out a deck. So you're getting cards from anywhere you need them. Okay, and then I'm running 2 of Sayaka. Excuse me, Sayaka Fights for Others. Now this is my main level 2 assist. She gives all Howling Kyoko's card from hand encore and plus 5k or plus 500. Excuse me, and she's a regular assist for plus 500. So I can play her when I'm at level 0 if I need to. If I don't get a Kyoko's Red Soul Gem and I need some extra boost, then I can play her. But I'm only running 2, so I try to keep her in my hand, just because I want to make sure I have at least 1 on the field when I get to level 2. And then last, I'm playing 2 of the childhood friend of Kimojo, Sayaka. No reason I'm playing it. It's just I can probably switch it for. There's probably a whole bunch of cards I can switch it for, but I wanted to keep it red-blue. And then there's some cards I didn't want to have to play too much of. Like I probably could have put another one of the Apple cards in here. I could have put another of these in here to replace it for those. But you can always use a nice grade 3 vanilla or 3000 vanilla. You know, why not? Okay. So I guess I'll go ahead and talk about my grade 1s, and then I'll talk about some of the combos that I do with my grade 1s. So first thing is I'm running 3 of the Kyoko Wishes for a Miracle. This is a pretty good card. It's a 5k base, 0 drop, grade 1. I can when I play the climax. What's it called? It Sure Is Lonely being the only one left. When I play that climax, I can discard a card, and then I can send my opponent's level 2 or lower character to the waiting room. But then at the end of the turn, she goes to the waiting room. So it's pretty good to get any pesky cards off the field, especially if they have some level 2 or level 1 change. So they have this level 2 that you can't get rid of right away. You can use her to kind of do that. Now they can encore the card back to the field, so you got to make sure that you send something that they actually have to pay 3 or something, or discard a card from hand to save. I guess clock saving isn't doing that on your turn isn't too bad either, but I do like it. I'm mainly just playing it for the combo. And I am running 4 of the target, which is a plus 2,000, plus 1 soul draw. So it's pretty good. So when you put them together, you can, if you put it on this one becomes a 7k. And then, so it can fight some other things, or you can put the 2,000 somewhere else. But next, I'm running 4 of the bond targets. Second year of Mitakahara Middle School, Sayaka. I don't know why I keep saying high school, but so this is probably the main card of your level 1 play, especially once you get 2 of Kyoko Shojin Apple on the field, because then these become 7/5. They're a 7/5 base for no cost, because Mitakahara. Or Shurika says, or Kyoko shares an apple costs nothing. Mitsukaharu costs nothing. The only thing you might have to pay for is her bond. I usually would try to keep these in hand, but if I can't, then I can clock them because I know I'm going to get them back if I have these. Or if I know if these end up in clock, I don't worry too much because I'll get these in hand. So if you have 2 of those in the field, and this is where the kind of thing where I was talking about how the deck or your field changes completely every level, because when you were level 0, you had Red Soul Gem as your back row, and now that you're level 1, you want to have Kyoko's Risen Apple. Because actually, these two are my only grade 1s. Or my only grade 1 attackers. So when you have her on the field, or you might maybe want her, you don't actually need any other assists, because she's giving 2k to all of these, even though you're not getting anything. But if you do it right, you only use her with the combo, with the climax combo, it's just going to go away at the end of the turn anyway. So whether you throw her at something and she dies, it doesn't really matter, because if you use the combo, she's gone. So that's that. Then I'm also running 3 of the Kyoko's Resolution. I really like this card. It's all characters on my field get plus 15, which is great, because I can use it at any stage from level 1. So I can give these guys a boost, I can give my grade 2s a boost, give my grade 3s a boost, and it boosts everyone. So, and it's event, so I can play, and it's a 0-cost event, so I can play 2 if I need to. Especially, like, some cards just get really powerful really fast, and you can use these to get an extra boost. I usually try to keep one in my hand at all times, so that I can deal with whatever my opponent plays on the field. So I feel like it really helps this deck, especially since I don't have a lot of grade 1s or level 1s, because it'll keep them. It'll help them to kill things on my turn, so I'm not side attacking all the time, and then I can use Kyoko here to kill any high-powered grade 2s that are on the field already that I just don't want to deal with. I can use that to kill things. I can use these to get boosts, so I can kill things. And then also, if I know that my opponent has backups in their hand or counters in their hand, I can throw these out so I can kind of boost over what I expect their backup boost to be. Like if I saw them pull it out with a bond or something like that. So you always use extra power, and when you got it, go ahead and use it. And so then last, I'm using the Kyoko Rise, another 0-cost plus 15 boost backup. So this, I have this to do pretty much the same thing as this other card here, the Resolution, and that is to save my characters from going away. Just gives them that extra boost, stay in the field. The Sayakas, they get pretty high. They're like 9Ks. Level 1, 0-cost 9Ks if you have one of these out, which is pretty good. It can get almost pretty much. There's a couple of things that are that big, but if I'm lucky, then my opponent's not playing it, or they have to work really hard to. If they have to work harder to get over them, then that's good too, because then they're wasting a lot of cards out of hand. And that's what you want. Okay, so I got a grade 2, and you'll see again. This is where my hand changes quite a bit. So I'm running 3 of the Howling Kyokos. This card is really great. If you have a Sayaka in the field, she has plus 15. So like that. And this is the combo I have with the rookie. So okay, let me find that card here. Oh, so I'm sorry. Sayaka fights for others. I think rookie, that's a different card. So this is actually a really good combo. Because if you have at least one of these on the field, all of your Howling Kyokos getting plus 15k. Okay? Which is awesome. Which makes him a 9/5. And then she gives all Howling Kyokos plus 5. So now she's just with these 2 cards on the field, she's 10k. But then on top of that, the Sayaka Fights for Others also gives all characters up front plus 5. So now if she's right behind her, she's 5/5 or 10/5. Just like that, 10/5. And then what the icing on the cake is that character encore. So they're easy to save. As long as I have one of these in the field, all my Howling Kyokos are pretty safe. I can just throw those level zeros I've been holding in my hand, or I've been pulling for no reason, and save them just like that. I don't have to worry too much about these. I'm also playing 2 of the Magical Rapiers, which is a great event. Pay 1, salvage 2, discard 1. So it's really good, low cost, and I can use this to pull out Howling Kyokos, or I can pull out a Sacrifice for Others, or I can pull out this other card that I'm running 2 of, the Kyoko in the Alley, which another great assist. All of your characters in front of this gets plus 1,000. And it's a change for the grade 3 Kyoko. Yeah, now it's a draw change, so it's one of the older, kind of late changes, but so you pay 1, put this in the waiting room, and then pull out a Kyoko. And the Kyoko is a salvage, so if you need to, you can just get this right back. But I usually use my Magical Rapiers to either get out one of these, or one of these. Or if I already have these, I get 2 of these, stuff like that. This really helps the grade 2 board kind of do its thing. Hopefully you don't have any lingering Kyoko Shares an Apple or Sayaka's Mitsukahara high school or middle school. Sayaka's left on the field. But if you do, it's not too bad because it's still 5/5. It still swings. It still does damage. But you want to get these cards out. Get this card out so you can change on your next turn. Get those early grade 3s out. And then you can get that. If you're really lucky, you can get your salvage chain going early, where you use the Kyoko to salvage this, and then you play this. Then when that Kyoko dies, you can either use this to change to that Sayaka back, or if it didn't die, then you can just get another Sayaka and then, or Kyoko. Sorry, you get another Kyoko and then, salvage another Kyoko or anything like that. So, and then these are my grade 3s. I'm running the 2 of the Sayakas. Okay. So, grade 3, when she comes in the field, it's a heal. She has a heal on her. I don't really play that much. Oh, yeah, and then when she becomes reversed, you have to send her to memory. That's one of her main drawbacks. But she does get +5 for every magic character on the field, which is pretty good. So that keeps her pretty high. If you have a full field, she's 12k base. And then if you have the grade 2, the Kyoko in the Alley on the field, giving 1,000 up front, and that helps a lot, keeping her out there. Then you have your backups and your event. Excuse me, Kyoko's resurrection, keeping you alive. But once these die, they're gone. You can't save them. There's no way to save them because they don't go to waiting room. They go straight to memory. And then I'm running 3 of the Kyoko Sakura. This is actually a really good finisher. So on play, either from hand or from change, you can salvage 1 card, which is great. And then during your turn, you can pay 2 and tap 2 to give her the ability when you reverse your opponent, because on top of the deck. So that's great, because that'll stop them. If you can, it also gives it +2k. So it gets really high if you boost a little bit, so you can get rid of those really pesky grade 3s that just don't want to go away. Either they have really good encore or something like that, or they're just going to save it. You can use this to put it on top of the deck, and then they have to use it as damage. If the cancel goes in the waiting room, they can probably pull it out with a change or something, but you don't have to worry about them saving it on their turn because it's already gone. But other than that, so pretty good. I really like this card in the deck. I'm only running 3 of these and 2 of these because I'm just running a lot of the other cards, even though it doesn't really seem like much because I only have 2 grade 1s that are attackers. I do have a really long list of zeros. I probably could take some of these out. Like I could take these out completely and get some more grade 3s if I really wanted to. But really, once these cards get on the field, they don't tend to leave the field. You can get them pretty strong. Keep your backups in your hand. You can use the Kyoko Sakura to get more backups. You can use where is it at? Here it is. The Magical Girl appears to get more backups because they are character backups. I really like playing the deck. It doesn't really, I would say it wins that much, mainly because of all the things you have to do. When you're level 0, you know, there's not really much you do at level 0. You can throw down your reversers, so forces them to either kill it or kill himself. You know, you can play your 3/5 just so you can get extra clock. But then as soon as grade 1 starts, you want to switch to Kyoko Shares an Apple and Mitsukahara Middle School Sayaka. Then that's the field you're running. And then once you get to level 3 or level 2, then you switch to Howling Kyoko's and her combo. So there's a lot. I mainly like it because of all the stuff you do. It kind of feels like my Bermuda decks where I'm just playing, like moving stuff off the field and playing with the field a lot. I guess I should go over my climax lineup, shouldn't I? So I'm running 4 of the target here. It's a long name. It sure is lonely being the only one left. So on play, choose a character, plus 2k, plus 1 soul, draw a card. Running 2 of the Miracles of Might are real, mainly because of the plus 2 soul. Sometimes plus 2 soul is just that good. And then I'm running 2 of the Sayaka versus Kyoko, which is plus 1,000, plus 1 soul. But it has a gate, which, you know, gotta run gates sometimes. They help you get cards in your hand. I can actually just run 4 of these and none of these. But I want since it is a red-blue deck, I want to at least run a blue climax. But since I'm not running any climax combos with blue, I chose the plus 2 soul because it does help. Especially early in the game, you kind of want to help burn through the climaxes, or just try to get that damage and get them to grade 2, or get them to, you know, finish the game off. But so that's pretty much it for my Kyoko Sayaka. Any comments or anything? Any questions about the deck? You know, what kind of things would you change? I do plan on going over some of the new Rebellion cards. I do have a few, but not many. I have been looking at some of the cards some of the changes I do want to make to the deck. So maybe in a couple months I'll have another deck for you guys to look at. Another Kyoko Sakura deck. I did already change up my mommy deck, so with their card. So I'll probably do that in a couple weeks. Show you guys what I did to that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.